It is almost time for us to get our live started. So, hi everyone. We're just going to wait for our guest of honor to arrive, and then also for the rest of you to start showing up here in just a few moments. I have been looking forward to today. Like, I couldn't even sleep. So I'm super excited. All right, so I'm going to invite Ticki in. Hi, Ticki. All right. Hi, Ticki.
Can you see? Are you there? Can you see me?
I can see you. I can hear
Oh, we did it!
you on the first try.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, I
Yes,
am too. Let me just do a sound check. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly.
Good.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So we're starting to get some people coming in. Let's see. Hi, Beatrice. I think there's a guest of yours.
Yes.
It's so exciting. We'll do a little bit here. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is awesome. So we're just going to give it just a few more moments since it's not quite 12:32, but we are super anxious and ready and ready to move forward. I can't believe, so here in Northwest Arkansas, we thought that it was fall, but it's like 80 something degrees. What's it
Wow.
like there?
Well, you know, in Texas, it's always warm weather, so we're holding on until the winter comes.
Well, it's so funny because we've all been preparing for fall.
Mhm.
So area there's a an incredible woman that she does the kind of like this fashion blog,
Yeah.
and she said yesterday, okay, October 1st, it's long boots day. It's long boots.
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet. Not yet.
Oh, Petrus, we're so happy to have you here as well. She writes, hi there and happy to be watching. So super excited for you to be
Good.
here.
Good.
So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us here live. And for those of you that'll be watching the replay, super excited that we'll be able to provide this video as well outside of our group once we get that downloaded and shared. But for those of you in our Facebook group here, when you watch the replay, make sure that you write in the comments below that you've watched replay, where you're from, and those of you watching live as well as on the replay, make sure that you make some comments in the below. Tell us what you love about this co-live. What are some takeaways that you get from today? And Ticki, I literally could not sleep last night. I was so excited.
Me too. I've been setting up for this, like, okay, let me make sure everything together.
Well, for those of you that don't know me or don't know me well, my name is Allison Nail-Malone of Malone Consultants Group. I am a women's leadership executive coach and a mindfulness-based stress reduction mentor. I'm incredibly excited to have Ticki Varnado with us. Not only is she been so gracious to say, yes, I'm on board, I would love to be a part of this. I'm going to have her introduce herself here in just a moment, but I just wanted to share, like, one of the things that I really truly adore and 100% respect about Ticki is her authenticity, her passion behind really supporting people in the workplace to be successful, and her approach, which you all will soon find out. I've already been a benefactor of it because she's just so incredible and forward thinking in what she does. And I feel grateful and fortunate that we've had the opportunity to meet. And we'll share in just a moment, like, how we've made our connection together, and super excited about things to come. But Ticki, I'm going to give you the stage and the floor. Tell us a little bit about who you are, about your company and your background.
Yes. So first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to be a part of this excellent forum. And for all of you guys out there, hello, and thanks for joining today. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, a 20-year HR executive. I've worked for some phenomenal companies and some phenomenal leaders who have really poured into me and allowed me to help them with their HR strategies end to end. So I work for a couple of companies. Maybe you know them, maybe you don't. But my most recent employer was Alight Solutions, which is a technology company was one of the global heads of talent there, working on performance management, engagement, diversity, inclusion. And I tell people other duties as assigned, things that they asked us to do. I worked for a little company called Aon Hewitt. In there, I also was a global talent leader. I was an HR leader there, supporting some of our business units. And I could go on and on. Working for Aon, I've worked at MD Anderson. I've worked for some phenomenal, great organizations, and had the opportunity from an HR leadership perspective to really help empower the leaders, the teams, and the people be successful in what they're trying to do. So where am I at today? So I made a decision. I've been spending time thinking about change and really, what did I want from a legacy perspective? What did I really want from a destiny perspective? And so I made a decision to spend more time at home with my family, but also to think about how I could give back to people the 20 years that people poured into me. And so thus born HR & Co. And so we also are a consulting company. And so we kind of function in three industry verticals. So we do government. So we're helping to bridge the public sector and the private sector and some of their HR strategies. We work with medium to small size businesses, anything end to end, strategic planning, staff development, performance, engagement, growing your teams, bringing some of those corporate strategies to actual small and medium sized businesses that are trying to grow. Most of those companies are not in a position where they have an HR practitioner or they understand kind of HR speak. And then the final vertical where I have a lot of passion is really working with individual people. And we've started this Level Up campaign around helping people to really grow their life and their career. And what I really want to do is fundamentally tell people, how can you get the best life out of effectively managing your career? And I really want to translate the HR knowledge. So we teach hiring managers or people managers or leaders or other HR practitioner what this language really means. But I actually want to bring this down to the everyday person and say, how do you grow your career? How do you write the right goals? How do you move up? How do you know when it's time to go? How do you really create a business and executive presence? And so really pouring back, and again, it goes back to that destiny statement. So in HR & Co, we're a small but mighty team of people experts, and our motto is dedicated team, people focus. We are a small team that's dedicated to the success of government, business, individuals, and our sole focus is people. I always tell people, I want to be the Tiffany of HR, where it's customized, it's personal, it's that unique kind of experience. But at the same time, I want to make a connection with people to say, where are you today? Where are you trying to grow? And give them the objective, straight talk feedback that they may not be getting in their everyday career. So very simple. I know some of my team members are watching today, so hello. And I'll be looking for some feedback after the session, but that's a little bit about what we do. You can check us out, www.hrandco.com. So I'll turn it back over to you. Hopefully that was helpful.
As all of you can see, I mean, I can feel the passion through the phone,
Yes.
from Dallas to here.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
you're based out of Dallas, correct?
Yes, out of Dallas, Texas. Yep. So born and raised Texan, but I've lived a lot of great cities and a lot of great places.
Awesome. I love it. So where Ticki and I got connected was actually in this group in the Career Clarity for Women Leaders. And this was about 2 or 3 months ago. I had asked the group, please share with me what is on your bookshelf when it comes to leadership, when it comes to personal and professional development, like what's your go-to book? And Ticki put out Leadership and Self-Deception. And I was like, that sounds real interesting. So I immediately bought the book and read it in 3 days. I've already bought 4 books and handed those out. I've got 2 more books on the way to people in this group who have won books that are on their way to them as well. But Ticki, I know for me, like it has kind of changed I wouldn't say changed it. It has shifted my view of how to kind of assess my own leadership skills as well as how I coach people. But because you're the one that like, hey, this book, you got to get it. I would hear from you, like, how has that, tell me why that book has been so instrumental for you in your personal, professional life, as well as how you connect and coach other people.
Yes, so this was an interesting book. So I was supporting a CEO in one of our businesses, and oftentimes we're asked to put on leadership, kind of team building network as they're getting prepared to go into strategic planning. And I'm an avid reader, so I will share with you some of the stuff that's from my bookshelf. Shamelessly, I didn't have it up here because you'd be like, oh my gosh, she reads too much. And I wanted something because the way the company was going and the way the business was going to really provide the leaders with a tool that could help them bring their best selves and their authentic selves to the table. So I started reading this book and it started talking about portraying yourself. Now, even think about that being a diverse colleague, whether it's from an ethnicity or gender perspective. Oftentimes, we're trying to get a seat at the table. We're trying to get our ideas across and be authentic. And so I use this book with this leadership team to really set the stage. And so we read it as a pre work to the workshop to set the stage around we need you to be all in when we're thinking about growing the business, we're thinking about developing the business and innovating, and how if you hold yourself back, your idea or your thought could have sparked a whole different direction, but you didn't bring your authentic self to the table and you betrayed yourself. And then 6 months later down the line, you're saying, who thought of this idea? Whose great idea was this? So I've used this book in several settings. So one, it's my go-to book when anybody asks me around what should I do, because it starts with the inner you. You have
Yeah.
to decide who you are, who you're going to be, and how you're going to show up. Secondly, it helps me show teams and leaders around how the ensemble, like what we do together, can impact upstream or downstream someone else's life. So when you have an idea that you didn't bring forward or you assume something and you kind of kept it to yourself, how it begins to germinate these types of behaviors and patterns. And then thirdly, from a personal perspective, I've been able to coach from some of the concepts because it also impacts on your personal life. You decided to stay late at work. You decided
Mhm.
not to get something done, or you decided to not attend one of your children's events, or whatever the case may be. How a
Yeah.
decision in your personal life or your professional life, those two things really go together. So it's a staple. There are several of the staples: Getting Naked, the Oz Principles. I mean, my books are all tabbed up, and when I find myself in a stuck spot, I go back to that triangle, and make sure that I'm holding myself accountable for who I am so that I can help lead others appropriately. So that's how I've used the book. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Hopefully others will enjoy it. If you don't have it, get it. It's an excellent read and it's very, very fast. It's a very fast parable that you can really, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Like it was, I've gone back and read it several times already. So it is so easy to read, but then when you go back, you think, oh my gosh, I didn't even see that. Or you read it and you think, oh, I could have used that
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. Yes, yes.
Awesome. Well, Shay, I think it's Shay Smith has also joined us
Hey,
as
Shay,
well.
how are you?
Yeah. So as we start to kind of wrap up, because oh my gosh, I could talk for hours on
Yes,
this.
yes.
And so for those of you that have been in tune with what's going on in the group, and those of you that'll be watching this outside of our Facebook group later, Ticki and I are going to be joining forces in this particular group to make sure that Ticki brings her resources, her knowledge, her talents, her wisdom to this group. We're going to have opportunities where she and I will be doing co-lives together. She'll also be doing lives as well as providing her wisdom and insight through posts as well, and tools and resources that she has found to be really helpful in the development of other people's careers and as well as her own. And then also be looking out in the future very, very soon. Ticki and I will also be leading a webinar centered around your professional development that encompasses all the things that she's already shared today. And it's totally going to rock.
Yes, it is. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Me too.
Yep.
So, any last words, Ticki, as we kind of start wrapping up our time together today?
I would just say, one of the most profound things, and we've been talking about this level up movement, is one, I just tell people make a decision. Once you make a decision or decide, then you can commit. We can work on a game plan or you can develop. And then obviously it will start the path down to success. I am so appreciative of the opportunity to be able to share my knowledge, wisdom, and expertise. And I tell people, take what you need, leave what you don't. And really, from a destiny and a legacy perspective, this is the really great start to pouring into others. What took me 20 years to figure out and to learn, but also I've worked for some phenomenal companies and some phenomenal leaders, and you can't get that in any type of degreed education. And it's just the practical, straight talk, objective type of insight. So hopefully you'll join me. I'll be posting some stuff from my bookshelf out this week. And I look forward to engaging this team and sharing more as we go along the way. So thank you for inviting me to join, and I'm super excited about it.
I am as
Yep.
well. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for showing up today. Those of you that are live, those of you that'll be watching the replay,
Yes.
again, make sure that you go put your comments below. Tell us how much you love all the stuff that Ticki's already imparted on. I wish, like on my side, I could do all the hearts while she was
Yes,
talking.
yes.
And then those of you that are watching live and on replay, make sure that you share this as well. Tell people about what's getting ready to happen, because the information that is going to about to land in this group is just going to blow you away. It will nourish you as a professional. It will nourish you as a leader in your organization, in your companies, and in your community, as well as your families and friends. So the things that you will get here is going to be amazing and priceless as well.
Yep.
Yes. Awesome. Ticki, thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I'm giving
Appreciate
you
you.
a virtual hug right now. So thanks for inviting me. And I'm looking forward to meeting this group. And if you need anything, please reach out. We're here to help.
100%. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Have a
All right.
great day.
Bye-bye. Have a good evening. Have a good rest of your week.